Did you know that some seemingly harmless nighttime habits could be silently contributing to prostate issues or even prostate cancer? If you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, waking up several times a night to pee, feeling pressure in your lower abdomen, or just sensing that something isn't quite right down there, you're not alone. I've spent years listening to men in this age group talk about these things, the stuff they don't usually share out loud. And here's what I can tell you. Most prostate problems don't just happen because of age. They begin with habits, especially nighttime routines, that we tend to overlook. In this video, we're going to break down 5 common mistakes older men make every night, mistakes that quietly force the prostate to work overtime. The tricky part? These habits look normal. A glass of water before bed. A salty dinner. Feeling like you need to pee but rolling over instead. But to your prostate, which is already on the clock 24/7, those little things add up fast. And this isn't some scare tactic. It's what hundreds of older male patients have told me over and over. The good news? Fixing these issues doesn't take a miracle, just a few small shifts. You might find yourself sleeping better, peeing less at night, and feeling lighter down there each morning. So, let's start with the first habit. Habit number 1. Drinking too much water at night. We've all heard it. Stay hydrated to support your kidneys, digestion, and overall health. And that's true. But the issue isn't hydration, it's timing. Once you hit your 60s and 70s, your prostate naturally starts to enlarge. It's normal. But that enlargement narrows the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of your body, and slows the flow. That means it's harder to fully empty your bladder. Now picture this. You drink 2 big glasses of water around 9 p.m. That water has nowhere to go but through your bladder. All night. And with an enlarged prostate already slowing things down, your system gets stuck in a frustrating loop. You might chalk it up to age. I'm older, so of course I'm waking up more often. But in reality, that late-night hydration is pushing your body into a cycle of pressure, swelling, and inflammation. And that leads to worse symptoms, more urgency, more bathroom trips, and less sleep. I remember a man named Walter, 82 years old. Every night he drank 2 tall glasses of water before bed, thinking it would flush out toxins overnight. But he also told me he hadn't slept through the night in over a decade. After we talked, he started drinking most of his water earlier, before 6 p.m., and only sipped a little after dinner. Within a week, he was waking up just once a night instead of 4 or 5 times. He told me, "I thought I had a prostate issue. Turned out, I had a timing issue." So no, you don't have to cut out water completely. Hydration is still key. But shift the bulk of it to earlier in the day, morning and afternoon, and scale back in the evening. And if you're thirsty late at night, take a sip, not a full glass. That small change can give your prostate a chance to rest when your body needs it most. Habit number 2. Eating salty or processed foods at night. Sound familiar? A quick bowl of instant noodles, canned soup, cold cuts, or a salty snack mix before bed. Easy, convenient, and quietly harmful to your prostate. Salty and processed foods cause your body to retain fluids during the day. When you finally lie down, your system kicks into flush mode, sending you to the bathroom more often and forcing your prostate to keep up. But the damage goes deeper. High-sodium meals, especially those loaded with preservatives, keep your circulatory system and kidneys running longer into the night. Instead of relaxing, your body stays on high alert. And for anyone with an enlarged prostate, that means the pelvic area stays tense and swollen. The result? Poor sleep, more inflammation, and a bladder that feels like it never fully empties. I had a patient named Glenn, 76 years old. He swore he didn't drink water late, and he always went to the bathroom before bed. But he kept waking up 3 or 4 times a night. When we talked through his dinners, the pattern became clear: TV dinners, canned chili, salty snacks. He agreed to try lighter evening meals, steamed veggies, lean protein, and low sodium. After just 3 nights, he told me, "I didn't realize how much tension was building up down there until it stopped." Here's the truth. Your prostate doesn't just react to liquids. It responds to your whole internal environment. And salt? It raises your blood pressure, slows circulation, and makes fluid drainage harder. So instead of going to bed bloated with sodium and preservatives, try something easier on your system. A bowl of warm oatmeal, some brown rice with steamed greens, or grilled chicken. Simple, clean, and effective. You'll notice the difference not just in your bladder, but in how deeply you sleep. Habit number 3. Holding in your urine at night. You've probably felt this before waking up in the middle of the night with a slight urge to pee, but thinking, it's not that bad, and rolling over, pulling up the blanket, and trying to fall back asleep. Sounds harmless, right? But for older adults, especially men, holding in your urine at night can have serious consequences. When you resist the urge to go, pressure begins to build inside your urinary system. The bladder stretches to hold more liquid, and over time, its walls start to thin out and lose elasticity. But that's just the beginning. As your bladder fills past its comfort zone, that pressure pushes back up through the urethra and directly onto the prostate. And if your prostate is already enlarged, as it often is with age, this extra pressure can trigger inflammation, swelling, and make your urine stream weaker and harder to control. In other words, holding it in isn't just uncomfortable, it creates a long-term chain reaction. Urine that sits too long becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. That leads to more irritation, more frequent urges, and that nagging feeling like you never quite emptied out even after you've just gone. I remember an 81-year-old man named Leonard. He made it a habit to never get out of bed to pee unless it was absolutely necessary. He told me, "I'm old. Getting in and out of bed isn't easy anymore. If I can hold it, I do." But he also complained about feeling tight and bloated in his lower belly every morning and a lingering sense that he didn't fully empty his bladder. I made a simple suggestion. Get up and go if the urge is there, even just once a night. A few days later, he returned looking noticeably more relaxed. He said, "I can't believe how much better I feel just by listening to my body. Mornings feel lighter. My flow's more even." Who knew? Here's the truth. Your body always sends signals. The question is, are you listening? You don't need to jump up every hour. But when your bladder gives you that nudge, don't ignore it. Get up gently. No rushing, no forcing. Over time, your body will reset its natural rhythm and your prostate will get the relief it needs. And of course, the best solution is still prevention. As we talked about earlier, reduce late-night fluids and salty foods so those urges happen less often to begin with. But when the signal comes, treat it like a polite reminder from your body. Don't brush it off. Habit number 4. Sleeping on your stomach. This one might surprise you. But yes, how you sleep can directly affect your prostate, especially if you're a stomach sleeper. Lying face down may seem innocent. Some people even say it helps them fall asleep faster. But for older men, particularly those with an enlarged prostate, sleeping on your stomach means applying constant pressure to your pelvic region and bladder for hours on end. Think about it, your body weight from your chest to your lower belly is pressing down on the very area where your bladder and prostate sit. You might not feel it right away, but over hundreds of nights, that pressure starts to disrupt circulation, increase pelvic tension, and worsen your symptoms. I once spoke with a man named Harold, 74 years old. Every morning, he woke up with tightness in his lower abdomen. At first, he thought it was digestion or bloating. But when I asked about his sleeping habits, he said, "I always sleep on my stomach, with one leg pulled up to the side. It's just what I'm used to." I asked him to try sleeping on his side instead, with a pillow between his knees. A few weeks later, he came back and said, "I had no idea how much tension I was carrying down there until I let it go." The prostate may be small, but it's extremely sensitive to pressure and congestion. Sleeping on your stomach long-term can reduce blood flow to the pelvic area. Blood flow your prostate needs to heal and function properly. You don't need to force yourself into an uncomfortable pose. Just experiment. Try side sleeping, especially on your left side. It reduces pressure on internal organs. You can also place a pillow between your knees or elevate your legs slightly with a cushion to take pressure off your lower abdomen. This one small change in how you sleep done consistently can make a major difference in how your prostate feels in the morning. Try it tonight. You might wake up tomorrow feeling completely different. Habit number 5. Skipping your final bathroom trip before bed. A lot of people say, "I don't really feel the urge, so I'll just go in the morning." Sounds reasonable, right? But when it comes to your prostate, that's a mistake. Going to bed with a partially full bladder means that urine just sits there for hours. During that time, it puts steady, low-level pressure on your bladder walls and more importantly on your prostate. As we age, the prostate often becomes enlarged, making it harder to pass urine efficiently. Now imagine leaving residual urine sitting inside all night. That's the perfect setup for inflammation, swelling, and that annoying discomfort in the morning even if you didn't drink anything late. I remember a man named Peter, age 69. He admitted he rarely used the bathroom before bed, he just didn't feel the need. But over time, he found himself waking up more during the night. And in the mornings, he always felt like there was still something left in his bladder. We suggested just one simple change. Go to the bathroom before bed, even if it's just to release a little. 1 week later, he came back and said, I had no idea something that small could make my mornings feel so much better. It's not about how badly you need to go. It's about keeping your body in rhythm. That final trip to the bathroom is like a signal to your system. We're done for the day. It clears your urinary tract, takes pressure off your prostate, and helps reduce those middle-of-the-night interruptions. Try building it into your bedtime routine. Brush your teeth, wash your face, use the bathroom. Even if it's just a few drops, you're telling your body it's time to rest. Give it a few nights and you might notice a real difference. Many older men get used to certain feelings. Waking up at night is just how it is. Pelvic pressure? Normal. That nagging feeling like you never completely empty? Part of aging, right? But what if that discomfort isn't just age, it's habit? None of these will ruin your prostate overnight. But repeated every night, month after month, year after year, they quietly wear your system down. The good news? You don't need expensive meds. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle. All it takes is being more aware of what you do before bed. Give your prostate a little breathing room, a little rest, a little time to recover. So, how many of these habits sound familiar? 1, 2, maybe all 5? Even changing one of them can be a powerful first step. Try it. Watch what happens. You might sleep deeper. Feel less pressure in the morning. Notice a steadier flow. If today's video helped you see things differently, drop a comment below. What did you learn? Which habit are you going to change first? Your story could help someone else feel a little less alone. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on notifications. We'll be back with more real talk on health, aging, and how to live well at every stage of life. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.